Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Scaramouche. Scaramouche often tried to keep his temper in check. Most of the time before he met you, he didn't exactly have to. Whoever upset him, well, it was their fault, and they had to deal with the consequences. And about showing them those consequences, well, he was not that afraid. They deserved them, they had them coming. And Scaramouche was not wrong about anything that he did. At least, that's what he felt, and nothing would probably change that anytime soon. He didn't care about those people. But as for you, and as for the way he's been trying to be a different person now, he loved you and cared about you. And if anything, he never wanted to lay a hand on you or hurt you in any way. It would hurt him to do that. He never wanted to be a cause of pain or someone who would bring tears to your eyes. He only wanted to be able to bring you happiness. And if he couldn't, well, that might be just a failed relationship to him. He didn't want to fail you. That's why. But he couldn't totally erase who he was. He couldn't make himself forget. And he could not change overnight. So that's why, during an argument between the two of you, when he loses his temper, he raises his hand to hit you. And it freezes, just before his hand collides with you. The two of you are frozen in place for a couple of moments. What with you looking at him, staring, your heart caught in your throat, and Scaramouche, the initial look of rage and anger, painting into something much worse. Guilt. And then he slowly starts to look horrified at what he had almost done. He doesn't try to explain it. He doesn't try to do anything or say anything. Words will not just come out of him. And so, he just takes his things and leaves. And before you know it, he doesn't come back for a week. A week had passes without him. But then when he comes back, he gets on his knees and apologizes and talks it all out with you. And it's only then that you have to decide what will become of you and your relationship. Venti? Venti actually is very calm, and you had never seen him try to hurt anyone, to the point where you almost thought he wasn't capable of it. But he's been through many things, and being an Archon, it came at a hefty price. So he must know how to fight. You had just never seen him do it, and you thought him too gentle of a soul to do it anyway. You didn't want to know, and if anything, you did not want to shatter your perception of him. It would hurt you to think that maybe you could hurt someone without remorse, like all those other Archons who had hurt far too many, and some of them even killed in cold blood. Venti wasn't like that. At least that's what you like to believe. You trusted him, believed in him, perhaps a little bit too much, considering he didn't tell you a lot about his past. But you had that trust in him, and nothing in the entire world would be able to take that away from you. And you never expected that the first time you would see him try to hurt someone, it would be you. But then again, you could not truly blame him for this. You just found it perhaps a little bit funny or ironic to a degree, but you could not truly make anything of it. Except maybe you felt a little bit sorry for him. He was having a nightmare, and when you tried to wake him up, he was so startled. He was ready to hit you. But then, as everything dawned on him, and he began to process his surroundings and found that it was you here by his side, that he was safe and unharmed, he took a deep breath and collapsed on the bed as you held him gently, making sure that your movements are slow. I got you, Venti. I got you. It's fine. You're safe now. I have you. He kept saying over and over, hoping to offer him any semblance of comfort. And maybe whatever it is that haunted him at night, he would be able to find about it, just when he was ready. Xiao? Xiao usually knows how to keep in his anger and rein it in. He's dealt with it for far too long, and he's used to those feelings. Points in time when he just felt like he needed to explode, like he just couldn't control himself anymore. And points in time where he was just glad that he was able to, maybe, not slaughter everyone in front of him. He was trying. He was trying to fight with his own inner demons, as well as outside ones that he saw. But it was a lot. And even worse, it was even more to do that for centuries. More than 1,000 years of killing and saving. It was a lot of exhaustion upon one man. He might be a yaksha, but he's still a living person. A person with his own emotions and feelings, no matter how many times he tried to ignore and deny them. And yet all of that, it still did not excuse what he was almost going to do to you. The two of you had a little bit of a fight. Usually you don't, and for the most part, Xiao would just quit and tell you that you will talk about it later when he's calmer, and leave. But this time it was a touchy subject. The subject that he just didn't feel like he wanted to talk about any longer. And the more you talked, the more insensitive comments you made about him. And it was getting to him, as it would to anyone. So of course, he had a reaction to it, though it was not the best, when he raised his hand to hit you, and you had flinched back. Xiao, you... He tore in horror, unable to comprehend what he was about to do. And before you could reach out or say anything, he had teleported away. Away from you, to keep you safe from his rage, from himself. He had known he would ruin it one day, but he never thought that he would do something as horrifying as this, and to think that he just thought of doing it for a moment. Maybe that's truly why he always thought he was undeserving of being by your side.